Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Glassman's world. I'm the Glassman, and we are about to get started with a brand new torch here today, guys. So, I recently purchased this. Um, I don't know how long ago it's been. A few months ago. October, November, sometime around then. I'm not really sure. Not 100% certain. But this is a Nortel miner. It's got God, I don't even know what these things are called. It's basically it's a pad. God, I forget what those are called. So this is made by Well. It's I believe it was sold through Well. I actually purchased this online. I got this on an amazing deal. An amazing deal. It's got the propane, oxygen, two simple two simple connections. It's a Nortel minor. I normally use the mid range, or sorry, the major, which is still in the car. And this has, um, I actually don't know how many ports this has. I haven't really checked it out. There's not enough lighting in here to see right now. It's really dark. I took down my lighting yesterday because I, I I took down the whole studio. As you can see, the whole table is completely clean and clear. But let's get started here. I'm gonna test out this new torch, which I've already checked it out. I've tested it out last night. I took it to a live demonstration. So yesterday I was telling you how I was gonna do a demo at my daughter's school, and yeah, it happened, and I was able to do a few demos yesterday. I made mostly mushrooms and one spiral. Pretty much just trying to make some colors that would sell, and actually the ones that I made were uh, were all sold, which was really cool. So we need to move some some items here that are just completely in the way. I can't blow glass with these here. Can't have a lighter there. Cool little candy lollipop. Let me see if I can get the light on. Hold on a sec. Okay. I have to drop it down. All right, give me a moment here. Okay, let's shed some light on the situation here. Okay, that's better. I can probably show you the ports now. There we go. So now you can see how many ports there are on there. On compared to my other one, which is a 12-hole port. This is also surface mix. So everything is mixing on the surface. You got the propane and your oxygen all coming out at once. And my other torch, it's a premix. And the premix seems to be a little bit hotter, and it's the torch that I've used my whole entire glass blowing career. Ever since I started blowing glass, I started on a National 3A, which was just a simple kind of like a hand torch that then is mounted, put on a torch mount, but you could take it off and use it as a hand torch as well. And so I started with the National 3A. I got used to the tips there, which then when I purchased the Major had a top on it. So I have two torches, a big torch on the bottom and then a little torch on top. And that torch has the National 3A tips, and I can change the tips out. This one, I can't change the tip out at all. This is the tip that I have, is the tip that I stay with. That's the one thing that I do like about the 3A, is that you can change the tip out. But on some of the Major torches and the Red Max, it comes with the minor on top. So you can either get the surface mix minor, or you can get the National 3A premix on top. And so before, years ago, I wasn't really able to work a minor for some reason. I had a really hard time with fuming and getting the silver to strike, and so I didn't like it, and I never really got back into using it. Never wanted it, never liked it. And then, throughout the years, I started doing live demos, and sometimes, I would show up to events where I wouldn't bring my own torch, and another glassblower would be there, and they'd have a different torch. And so I've jumped on many different torches in several years, and I've gotten to get accustomed or acquainted to some of the new torches. Check this out. This is a rocket stove. You put your wood right here. So it's got a little holder to keep the air blowing through underneath. You put your wood in here, small little pieces of wood, and then it burns in here. This should actually be a bigger chamber, should be squared off to have a bigger chamber. And then this is got little ports right here, so the flame will come out, and if you put a pan or something on top, then you'll have a nice little cooking stove. But it's missing the legs. The legs broke off years ago. There's some random pieces of glass that I have on my table. Some dichro. Look at, and do you guys have, watch, I'll show you here in a second. Check that out. We have an ohm. We got an ohm symbol in there. Dichro. And then this dragon got messed up. It's like a misprint. I think I got that one for free a long time ago. Or got these long time ago. These are from like the 90s. This, and I have a piece of dichro. That's from the 90s. I don't know if I'll ever use them. And if I do, I'll have to do something extremely special with it. And I may actually keep it. Especially the ohm. So, check this out. This is just crazy here. So I made these in 2023. You can see they're dated. This is number 7. There were 8 of them. I have another one somewhere. But these are my snowmen that I made. And look at this. Do you guys have cats that chew plastic? What is wrong with these cats and the plastic, man? Why do they, this guy ate that much plastic off the bag. At some point when it was underneath the table in the living room, he got to it And he chewed all kinds of plastic. Like, dude, you're gonna get yourself sick. I don't know why. I don't know why they chew plastic. I've actually looked into it, and I've read they use some sort of like, I think they use like tallow or something in when they're making plastic. But check these out. These are all burned in with hot glass. So I would take a piece of glass, get a piece of hot glass, and then I would just burn it. Just make little. So I'm gonna make some more of these. I have more. Somewhere over here on the side. So we'll do another batch. That's number one. This is the first one I ever made. Right there, that's number one. And I got a whole set of 8 of them, but I don't know where number 8 is. Number 8 is somewhere in the living room. But these are all from 2023, and they're all hand burned with glass, hot glass. All right, let's try to get this. Okay, I think we're good now. I'm not gonna melt anything. I'm just worried about like melting plastic and stuff, so gotta make sure. And then some of these colors need to come back down on the table so I don't lose them. I had to move stuff off the table so I could take the Hardy Backer. I just need to get another piece of Hardy Backer. This is Hardy Backer right here. It's compressed cement board, and it's basically, heat resistant. We can put hot glass on there and it won't mess things up. All right, check this out. Cool little marble. Little mushroom marble right there. I don't know if it's perfectly round or not. We got a little bowling ball right here. I want to make some bowling pins soon, so then we can go bowling. Strike. We'll make a little bowling alley. All right, so let's get started. We'll make something here with the new torch. So one thing that I notice about this torch. Ow. I'm trying to take my headphones off and it got caught in my hair. So one thing I notice about this torch is that it's a lot quieter. So from now on, I'm thinking when I do live demos here, we're just going to have this torch going. And we're just gonna do this now. I don't really make anything large, like unless I really need to pull out the larger torch. I think this might be the new torch that I'm gonna start using in my new daily torch for doing demos, because it's a lot quieter, guys. I mean, this thing is, watch, you let me know on what you think. Can you even hear it? Usually the other one's just like all. So we'll be able to go back at different videos and check it out. And I don't really know, like, if I bring it up, that's probably what the other one sounded like all the time. I don't need to burn it that hot. All right, we got a little green right here. Let's just pull the stringer. Yeah, I think even that's a little hot there. Yeah, see? So I'm going to use a little bit less of a flame, or a softer flame. And then I have this, is this called a marving tool? I think that's what it is. So the marving pad now on top of the torch, which then I can start using for different things. I need to get me a new pair of tweezers is what I really need. I did get me a pair of jacks in the new glass blowing setup. I think that's really cool. I haven't used them yet though. All right, nice and soft. Can you hear the flame? Like I'm serious. Like I don't think that. I don't know. I can't tell if you guys can hear the flame, but to me it sounds way quieter. And so usually, when we're working here, I'm usually just making smaller items anyways, that I don't need to have a bigger flame. Now the only thing is my torch, the 12-hole point torch on the National 3A top, on top of the major, is I might be able to get a tighter flame with that to do smaller items. That's the only thing, is this flame might not be able to get as small. I don't know though. I haven't tried it out to see how small it can go. But it seems like it melts at that same rate as the other torch that we normally have. It's just a lot quieter. See, ready to push the mushroom in already. Nothing's changed, just a different torch. I'm really glad I've been able to do demos with a lot of other people, and that way I could just like jump onto a whole different torch nowadays. And it could also be just from experience, being able to do it now. The one thing that I'll have to do is to see how I do with the fuming, because that was the one issue that I had with the miner, was trying to work the silver and the gold fuming. For some reason, I just couldn't get the flame right. And I think maybe that's what always kept me to the National 3A. And just the fact that that's the torch that I've always used and I've pretty much ever known. So this torch ran me about $120, maybe $140, coming with the hoses, with the regulators, with a metal plate, a stainless steel plate, like a hot plate. So, if I don't have the hardy backer, I could probably just use the steel plate. Now, yesterday when I took it out and I was using it, everything was rolling around on it. So you got to make sure that you're on a definite flat surface when you're using that plate. I might get a file and actually file some grooves into the top of it so I can just have little spots to where the glass would be able to stop and rest in place. So I don't know how long these are going to take me. That's one thing, is to see how fast can we make one of these on the miner. My record timing on these was like 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Long time ago, back on my original YouTube channel. I think it was called just Gardeno Glass, maybe. I think it was Gardeno Glass, and then I had the Glassman TV, or Glassman TV or something, I don't know. And then this one. I think with those other channels, I just forgot the passwords and just never got back into them. And so I just started this one. So that punchy got hot really quick. And got molten. I'm going to have to get used to the width of this flame. That's one thing. But I do like how quiet it is. So thanks for tuning in and watching. I appreciate it. If you're new here, I'm Dan the Glass Man. This is the Glass Man's world. Basically, my world, anything and everything in my world, I'll just share with you here. Usually it's just glass blowing. I just like to go live anytime I'm working. Super clean. Oh, need the reamer. Yeah, I like this torch. This is nice. I think if anything, I might be able to play with the regulators and the pressure. I might be able to make it come out a little bit less and really dial in on it. Oh, I see someone commented here. Good morning. It is a Nortel miner. So I used to work on the Nortel Major with the National 3A top, and this is now a miner, which I'm not really too used to and accustomed to, but what I love is how quiet it is compared to the National 3A. That National 3A usually just had this hiss. It would be like super loud, you know. And this is just really nice, soft flame that gets really nice and hot. This is a brand new torch. The lady that I bought it from, I think she got it up in New York at Whale Apparatus. And she used it, like, I think she said she turned it on 3 times. And then she just didn't get into it. She's more of a stained glass artist. Or was it stained glass or fusing? Maybe she does like the slumping in the kiln. And fusing, you know, like kind of like tile work and stuff. Oh yeah, the Nortel miners definitely got enough for boro, as you can see. Yeah, it melts it nice and quickly like that too. And thank you for reminding me. I can now work soft glass, right? I have a whole 3 boxes of soft glass underneath me right here. Holy, we might be able to play with some soft glass. The only problem is I'm gonna have to learn how to kiln. Do you know the kilning process, the annealing, the firing temps? For boro, I normally fire, they say to fire it like, 1050. I go 1080 though. I like really want to get the glass like to the point where it's like almost gonna melt. And I just bring it up to that temp and then bring it all down. And then it sits at like that 740? Something like that. With my kiln, I just let my kiln just cool down at a slow rate. It doesn't have a digital pyrometer, so I can't just get it to stop at that rate right there at what is it, the 940? Maybe it's 9:10. So yes, the national, um, or not national, the Nortel miner here is definitely hot enough for boro, and it can also be used for soft glass. Now with soft glass, I'm gonna maybe have to like turn the flame way down because I'm gonna just melt it super quick, and it's gonna turn into like honey. It's gonna become taffy, and I'm just gonna drip it all over my table. It's gonna be weird going. Oh man, it's gonna be like going from snowboarding to skiing. Just a whole complete different feel. So I pulled this out last night doing live demos. So for the first time ever, I used this torch. Oh, and the first pendant that I ever made on it was a really cool blue. I don't know if it was agua azul or if it was the peacock blue. I think it was the darker one, the agua azul. And that first pendant, I gifted it to the torch. My torches, they wear their own necklaces. They got their own jewelry. My other torch got a really awesome glow-in-the-dark drum, a djembe. I try to do a reversal, spiral reversal, um, not a wigwag, but just spinning all the colors and then reversing it, reversing the axis and making it look like a wood grain. That was really cool. I should make more of those little drums. Yeah, you know what I'm noticing is this torch actually keeps the glass a little bit more softer and gooier. When I'm getting the punchy hot, it it feels like it's a lot more softer. It's interesting. Can you hear the flame? Like that's the one thing that I'm noticing is this has no hiss. There's like hardly any. I love this. Like, oh my gosh, after 30 years of blowing glass, I'm like just barely getting on a miner. The other day I was on a little a GTT, a glass torch technology torch, which is I think it was the Lynx. Was it the Lynx? It might have been the Lynx. I don't know the difference. I think there's like a Bobcat and then there's a Lynx, and one of them is just got the two burners, and then the one that I liked had the center fire, so it's got a third controller on the torch, and it's just this little tiny beast. Like that thing is a little tiny workhorse, man. I was really surprised. Yeah, this is melting real nice. And I got a marving tool now, which I haven't used yet. You know what's weird though is this there's stainless steel on the backside right here and not carbon graphite. I might actually I might try to figure out how to mount another one on the back side of there to get that L shape with the carbon graphite. But check it out. It came out, looks Looks like the way I make the other ones all the time. Oh yes, I do. Um, I have I have many of the spirals. I don't have them here. Um, I'll have to. They're out in the car right now. I'll have to do something about that. Maybe I'll do a video later today, and we'll show off. Just maybe I'll set up the glass. What's today? Thursday. Do I have a job this morning? I might be doing some work this morning. I don't really know. I'm trying to pick up extra work because right now it's getting cold and winter time, and I do a lot of yard jobs, landscaping in the mornings. And a lot of those jobs tend to go away during the winter time. Yesterday was the last time that I'm working for one of my clients. At the same time, though, it's been extremely record-breaking highs, super hot here in Albuquerque. And I don't know if we're even going to get any sort of winter. It's going to be winter here soon. On the 21st. Is it I don't even know what today is. I'm like, is it already the 21st? I lose track of days. I don't really keep track of time so well. Although I have to. Everyone else has got me on their schedules. I got kids in school, so I got to follow their schedules. And anytime my wife needs me for things, gotta be on her schedule. Although it's been nice that she's gotten a caregiver again recently, and that's been really, really nice to have that extra help around. But yeah, usually I lose track of time. Which I gotta keep track of right now because it's almost gonna be 7 here in a few minutes, and almost time to get our son up and ready for school for his last day before Christmas break or winter break, whatever they call it. Oh yeah, that comes out super nice and clean. All right, let's do something different. I can make mushrooms all day. That's easy. Okay, let's try a jellyfish. Let's see if I can draw really well and be able to control the knobs here. Yeah, actually, I'll write my email, and then you could just send me an email, and we can be in touch. And where am I going to be sending to? Are you the one that's up in Washington? Or are we going across the seas here? As long as you're willing to pay shipping, we can do the slowest, cheapest rates, or, overnight across seas is way expensive. I don't even know if you can do overnight. It'll probably be like, 3 to 5 days overnight. You pay for overnight, but it'd be like 3 to 5 days. Sits in customs. One thing that I'm wondering is, since this is a softer flame, I'm wondering if I'm going to get some different kind of action with different colors now. There's some colors that tend to boil on me with the National 3A, and I'm wondering if I'm using this kind of torch, if that's just going to cease and not even happen anymore. Like the cadmium colors, the crayon reds, yellows, orange, some of the greens. What other colors? There's a few colors. There's some colors that, because of that, I just don't even purchase them. They're not even in my shop. Not even in the studio here at all. Alright, let's do a jellyfish. I don't have the kiln on, so if it cracks, it cracks. It's alright. We'll put it in the kiln later. But bam, these are coming out nicely, and probably at about the same rate as what they usually are. I know I usually make those in like 3 minutes or less. Oh yeah, so then the customs and the shipping tax and all that. Okay, so if we do this, we're definitely going to send you 2 items, because right now I've been promoting the whole buy one get one free until 2026, and I'm pretty sure you've heard that. And if not, now you have. Alright, we're going to go with this here. This is ribbon cane with a little bit of orange on the outside of it. Little white with orange. Oh, the one thing though that I'm missing is my Norwex. My Norwex Opti cloth. This torch needs one now. I have an extra one, so I'll put that on here. Alright, need the cobalt. The next thing that I'm going to need is some new glasses. So my friend that I was working on his, I don't know if it was the Bobcat or what it was. Sorry, I'm looking for some colors here that I can't find. I can't find them. I need to purchase some more color. There we go. Double Mai Tai. I love this color for the jellyfish head. Okay, cool. So we'll make sure that you get a really good spiral. There's a few more really nice ones available, and then I'll also make more. Maybe we can make one today. I don't know. Almost out of time here. All right, let's make this real quick. It's funny, so I'll make it real quick, but I don't have all the glass in here. All right, so I'm going to go with the small flame here. And we're going to see what kind of control I can have with the little tiny spiral here. Ooh, and I can use my marving tool. We'll get the punty nice and straight here. So that's what the marving tool is for. So you can go there instead of going down to the pad. So just like a pad on top. All right, and we'll just get this on there and start to spiral it. Get it pulled in. Oh yeah, I got control of this flame. Nice. Look at that. Beautiful stringer right there. Here, we'll just do that much. We don't need too much for one. Marver. That's nice having the marver right there. Okay, so now we'll draw this on. Now, the one thing is that marving tool might be a little bit in the way right there. Interesting. I can't get the angle that I'm used to. That's a little small bushy flame, huh? This thing is nice, a little tiny workhorse. Alright, so then we add that double Mai Tai on top right there. I'm going to give it a little spin spiral. We'll just see what that does. Oh yeah, I forget. Got the marving pad there. I'm gonna melt this all down Nice and smooth. Oh yeah, I am really liking this torch. You got the one hand control. I like that. That's nice. So yeah, I'll definitely send you that one pendant, and then I'll figure out something else. Maybe I'll send you a jellyfish. Jellyfish are awesome. Hot air balloons. They're the same $20 rate. So now we'll gather this up a little bit. We'll get it ready for the push. And just heat up that double Mai Tai a little bit on the tip there. I'll push it in and get that jellyfish in there. Get all the tentacles in there. See, the trick is to push it just enough to where you can see the bottom of the tentacle still just sticking out just a little bit right there on that bottom. So then you can cut it just right underneath those tentacles. If you push the tentacles in too deep, then they'll get hidden underneath the cap there, the jellyfish head or the mushroom cap. And I just gotta like learn the torch, like where's the sweet spot on it that works for me. All right, well, I'm gonna make this jellyfish here, and then I'm gonna probably let you go. I'll put the my email in before I go. That way you can send me an email. Anyone who wants to place an order, send me an email. Anytime we go live, remind me that you sent me an email, please. I'm horrible at checking my emails, and I really need to do better at that. I don't really get very many orders online and stuff. A lot of my sales are local and here and wholesale. So, a lot of my email is just spam and a lot of stuff that I don't even like to look at or read. And I'm sure there's some important notifications and stuff that I get in there that I'm like, oops, I probably should have read that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to learn this torch a little bit. The glass isn't flowing like I'm used to right now. So I don't know if I have it adjusted to where I want it to be quite yet. But there is a jellyfish in there. Alright, let's get the background now. I'll figure out which side we want the back to be. I think I'm gonna have it where right there. And then we'll see how this blue melts here. And thank you so much for coming in and having a conversation with me this morning. I appreciate it. Last night's demos went really well. I got invited to my daughter's school for an open house, and I was basically like the only entertainment that was there, which was really cool. And just set up outside in between the two buildings that they have there, and so when the parents and the students were coming and going from one building to the next, then they would stop by and they'd see some demos, make a few purchases, ask some questions, and then I was really verbal and, doing the tutorial, explaining what I was making, what I was doing. And I'll probably be back for the next open house coming up. I think they'll have one in springtime. So this is the first time that I was ever asked to be a part of a public school like this, and to do something, a demonstration with glass. I've done some other stuff at schools, like with growing, doing gardening workshops and stuff like that, helping to build aquaponic systems and hydroponic systems, and teaching people how to make compost, and collecting seeds, and making self-watering containers out of plastic bottles. But I have never blown glass at a school before, so that was really, really awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get used to learning this national, or this what is it called, a minor? It's not the national 3A. That's what I'm used to. I definitely have more control over the glass with my other torch, but that's because I've been using it since the year 2000, for 25 years now, the same torch. So of course, I know that torch better. But this is still working out real nicely. Well, that's one thing that I just noticed. With my other torch, when I do that, I tend to flatten the top some, and that one did not flatten at all. That's nice. So that flame is keeping the heat on that backside. Maybe the National penetrates into the flame a little bit more. Not 100% sure why. So what have you been working on recently? What kind of stuff? You working on beads with mandrels? You doing sculptures, little miniatures, figurines? You making uh, any type of like paraphernalia, smoking accessories? What kind of stuff? Drink stirs? Oh yeah, that's looking nice. All right, let's take it off, and then we're gonna call it a day. I gotta make sure that our son is getting up for his last day of school for winter break, and then, God, it's gonna be what, 2 weeks off? He's gonna get so used to like sleeping in and stuff. I try to keep them waking up early so that way it's not a hard struggle. Once January comes, they're like, okay, time to wake up early again. It's like, might as well stay in that same rhythm. That way you don't throw your body off. Me, I personally wake up super early. I only get like 4 or 5 hours sleep, and then I'll just wake up. I'll be up. Like today, I think I woke up by at least like 2 o'clock. I've been up since 2 and just laying there. Maybe I doze off here and there or something, but pretty much I was up since 2. All right, here we go. Get that nice pull. So interesting how it makes the glass feel like it flows just a little bit different. Just a little bit more softer, more malleable. No bubbles though. It's not even like trying to boil and blister. Now, I don't know if I can beat my world's smallest glass mushroom with this, because I know I can make that National 3A tip really, really tight on the flame on there. But also, I've seen Dan Hoffman and his microscopic glass works. I don't know if you know Dan Hoffman. Look him up. He's ridiculous. Dan Hoffman makes these like microscopic DNA sculptures, and he's trying to get it to like where it's on a 1 millionth of a scale of a like, or like, I don't know. It's something ridiculous that he's trying to get it to. He's trying to make it like so tiny. I think he's actually like gonna try to start using microscopes to blow glass. Wouldn't that be crazy? You looking through a microscope, blowing glass. All right, well, there goes a jellyfish for you guys. We'll see a little sunset in glass here. Try to get that bottom hot. I'll see if I can make it happen. The sunset and glass. Did you see that? See how the glow, it's like the glow is like the sun setting. And get that bottom hot again. We'll do that again. I like that. The sunset and glass. And there's a beautiful jellyfish. All right. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you coming in, having this conversation. True Indica. Appreciate it. We'll get that spiral somehow. I'll try to go live either later today or maybe just tomorrow morning. I'll just like plan to be live again, and we'll have all the jewelry in here or something. I'm not really sure. We'll figure it out. And that way you can see some spirals, or I'll just make a few more spirals and you can just be like, ooh, I want that one, you know? So, you have only 4 or 5 PSA on oxygen. Oh. I've always run my oxygen at about, I think my propane's at 15 and my oxygen is at 18, or vice versa. But I think yesterday I brought my oxygen down. I don't know what it's running at right now. I'd say it's closer to 20. Probably at the 18. And the propane is almost at 15. It's at about, I think, like 12 or 13. So that's what I'm running right here. And like I said, I might tweak it a little bit and do something a little bit different. That's what I've always run my oxygen and propane. It's been at like 15 and 18. And maybe I need to like see what others are working and see what they say. Maybe I've been working really hot, too rich oxygen. And oh, you have an oxygen machine, and you're talking 4 or 5 liters per hour, right? I think that's, I don't know. Yeah, I would. The oxygen machines, I want to try it out on here. I need to get a new adapter to hook it up, but I don't know. We'll try that out sometime soon. I gotta let you guys go. I realize it's probably like close to 7:30. I gotta get going. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk more about torches and glass and all that later on. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, True Indica. I'm out.